Welcome, all you beautiful, lovely cosmic beings and souls, to my channel. My name is Eve, and my channel is Eve 44.4. In this reading, I'm going to focus on the solar eclipse and the new moon in Taurus, and specifically in the realm of love and romance. Now, because I work at the cosmic multidimensional level, all of my videos essentially are going to be beyond horizontal time. That means they're not in the essence of today, even though I'm doing it today, and there's astrology going on right now, which I'm going to talk about. Just understand that the messages here are ultimately eternal, evergreen, timeless. And whenever you need to hear it, you will be directed to this video and there will be something here for you. So for those of you that don't want or don't feel like you want to listen to the astrology numerological section, the timestamps will be below. Feel free to jump ahead and pick your pile. I will be looking at just briefly the astrology with the numerology. And the pick a pile or pick a stone, we're asking some very pivotal question here about the pathway of love. And it's not just love in general. Today I want to focus on romantic love. And so this can reach you whether you're completely, totally single, whether you're out there casually dating but maybe haven't gotten into anything serious, whether you're in a serious partnership, married, whatever the case may be. It does not matter, because the messages here are about your love life when it comes to divine partnership and romance. Now, I am going to put in a little clause here, though. Because I work from the cosmic level, I work from the viewpoint that we are here, human beings, human angelics, human goddesses, human gods. We're spiritual beings having human experiences, and we're on planet Earth to grow and evolve, and that means we need to be able to change. Change is going to be a core theme of our growth and evolution, because it's all about just that, growth. And if you're someone who feels like love or the partnership you're in, you don't want it to grow, you don't want it to go anywhere, then maybe this video is not for you. However, if you happen to be in a relationship, and many people are, where they've been in it for many years and decades, where you feel like you want to grow and you are growing, but you're really not sure your partner is, or you know they're not, then there still is a message here for you. Okay, I'm trying to really cover all the bases, but again, to let you know that this is about growth within our love life, and that always begins with the self. So let's go ahead and start with the astrological portion here. We're headed into a very beautiful, powerful new moon solar eclipse, because the solar eclipse is always a new moon, just like lunar eclipses are always a full moon. So we're now in the corridor, is what we call it. And the corridor of eclipses are either 2 in a row and sometimes 3. This year we have only eclipses that come in twos, separated by approximately 15 to 16 days of one another. This solar eclipse is occurring here on April 30th, 2022. The lunar eclipse is occurring on I believe it's May 16th, 2022. So the solar eclipse then is beginning what we call the eclipse corridor. And the energy always starts up approximately 2 weeks prior to the first eclipse coming in. So we could go back to around April 14th and 15th and know that the energy was already beginning there. This eclipse is a very beautiful one, and I consider it probably the most powerful solar eclipse of 2022, and one of the most powerful new moons of this year, because it's in the sign of Taurus. And this is the year 222 of the triple goddess. Taurus is ruled by Venus, the goddess of love. And in the Tarot, Taurus is often exemplified by the Empress energy. So we've got that very strong divine feminine goddess Venusian quality guiding us here right now. And this eclipse is about new beginnings, because eclipses in general have to do with beginnings and endings and things coming to fruition or culmination. A solar eclipse, because it's a new moon, is an auguring in of new beginnings. Every month we have a new moon, and the new moon is always an invitation for where in your life would you like something new to start, either something completely new, or you want to add or start growing a new branch on your already growing tree. But the new moons are always a beautiful energy within which to look at bringing in more growth during that month. Now, a solar eclipse, and we will always get at least one a year, sometimes 3 a year, depending on the year. This year, of course, we've got 2 solar eclipses, one in Taurus, and later this year we'll have one in Scorpio. This one in Taurus, then, is about building something new with the energy of Venus. And what I love about going into this week here, because I'm filming this here on Sunday, April 24th, we have the moon conjuncting Saturn today, which is happening right now as I'm filming this. And that's a very strong Aquarius energy. We have a lot of Aquarius energy going in, and Gemini, so the air energy is going to be prevalent as we go into this solar eclipse. And air is all about communication, reaching out, thought forms, belief. Air energy is transportation, communication, and messages. The most significant thing about it being that energy is moving. It's not stagnant. It's not slow, because air wants to reach its destination very quickly, just as the element of fire likes to do that as well, where water likes to reflect more, sit with it, make sure that it's ready for it, and then earth energy wants to make one step after another, and it's slow progress. So when we're looking at elements of air and fire, always understand the energy is going to be coming in quite swiftly or quickly, but in different forms, because air is going to want to communicate, whereas fire is going to want to do things through action. Very different modalities here. Coloring this, then, we have the element of communication. And then as we go into the week, we have the beautiful planet Venus that is in its exaltation right now. She's on her throne in Pisces. She is conjuncting Neptune and Jupiter, I believe from April 28th through April 30th, on the day of the new moon and the solar eclipse. And the energy is in the sign of Pisces. We've got Venus, Jupiter, and Neptune in Pisces right now, and Mars as well. Mars is okay in Pisces. It doesn't feel as comfortable there because Mars is a fiery energy. It's a masculine energy. And in Pisces, it needs to go through its emotions first. But Venus, Neptune, and Jupiter are all on their thrones here. And when I say thrones, it means that they're in an energy that they work very well with. Because Neptune and Jupiter are the God planets. They're about expansion on a soul level, expansion on a human level. Neptune is about finding oneness in all things, removing separation. It's about finding God within ourselves and outside of ourselves. And Jupiter is about seeking out mentors in our life, becoming teachers ourselves, learning, having new experiences, really being ready for new growth patterns to come in. And the sign of Pisces is very fluid. It's the most fluid and effortless of all of the 12 signs. And so you see how these planets can move very beautifully through the sign of Pisces, bringing us what we're asking for and wanting in our lives, as long as we're willing to be fluid, to go with the ebb and flow, that things will not always be at the same level. Like the tides, they're going to come in, they're going to go out. Flow is the key word here. And if you want to go to my Instagram channel, I recently in the last week posted a video on this energy, and there's messages there, so do check that out. My information will be below in the description. Pisces asks of us, though, to really be in the flow, we must release control. And I don't mean all control. We're not releasing control of how we react to things or how we want to respond, but we're releasing control of what might transpire, or exactly how things are going to work out. Pisces is asking us to absolutely put our ships on the water. Remember, Pisces is a water element, and to steer the ship in the direction we want to go. But think about this, a boat has to take into account the winds and the currents of the water so that it can shift with it, therefore going in the right direction. And that's what we're being invited to do right now. You've got to move with the currents of the water and the currents of the air while you're still at the helm of your ship and steering it. So there's a level of control required here for yourself, for your own self-control, while you're allowing yourself to work with all the different myriad of energies around you in a way that's going to work for your ship. I'm using the analogy of a ship today. That's what they're channeling through me. And surrender whatever you need to on this journey, because Pisces is learning to let go and let Goddess, let go and let God. Release what isn't serving you here. So there's an issue of what do I need to release and how do I need to surrender? And the third is, where do I need to trust? So those are the three. What's still within me? Maybe do I need to heal and release because I'm holding on to an emotional pattern here that's not healthy for me anymore? How can I better surrender? Surrender means we get out of our own way to allow then the cosmos to better direct us, because we may have a vision. However, our higher self and our soul and all of our guides, they can see much further out than we can. And when we surrender, we're surrendering to that higher power that we actually contain. And something then that's even better that we're moving towards can then come in because we're surrendered to the journey. We're not trying to over-control it. And then the last word here is trust. That means trust in your intuition, trust in the journey and the pathway that you're on, trust in the guides, the beautiful divine beings in the cosmos that you've been building a connection with. And more than anything, trust in your inner soul, your higher self. We all have an inner compass, which is guided by our intuition and our higher self. And that compass doesn't actually live in the mind, it lives in the heart. And then the heart directs the mind. The two want to work in unison together. I'm never going to say disregard the mind. I'm going to say, though, don't let the mind make all the decisions for you. Always do it as a combined effort between your mind and your heart. And then I guarantee you that you will never lose your way. Or if you do, you won't lose your way for long. The astrology this week is so beautiful and so lined up. So we have the air energy. So that means all of you that are air signs, you're going to be feeling it. Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, all the water signs, you're going to be feeling all the emotionality and the sensitivity. That's Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. But more than me focusing on signs here today, I'm focusing on the element, the energy. So we talked about air, which is communication, information, thought forms, energy wanting to go back and forth. And water is about really feeling it, sensing it, living through your heart and your emotional center, tapping into what emotions could be possibly blocking your way forward on your ship, and really working with trust, release, and surrender. But you have to do it with your emotional body. Then the third element here is Earth, because this solar eclipse is occurring in Taurus. And that's all the Earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. Again, it's the element of Earth, though. And what is Earth inviting us to do? Earth is telling us, okay, we've got all the water, the emotional energy, we've got the mental communication energy going. Earth is saying, you've got to get grounded here. You've got to have a plan. You've got to set goals in motion. You've got to pay attention to the details. The air and the water energy isn't going to make things happen. Yes, there's a lot of magic in the Pisces energy, and communication is wonderful. But Earth is saying, show me the money. So you've got to put yourself behind what you're saying. You've got to put yourself behind what you're feeling. Have a plan. Get organized. Make a plan for the next couple days, weeks. I'm going to say months out. But really, and think about this. If you are you're a ship here, right? And you're steering the way. Well, the ship has a destination. Even if that destination is a vacation around, the southern coast of Africa, and it wants to see all these different sites and cities, there's still a goal in mind. And the Earth energy is saying you've got to get very grounded and make sure that you're creating the earthly platform or foundation for what you want to have come in here. And between now, the day I'm doing this, which is the 24th going into the 25th of April, and May 5th, we've got a lot of beautiful conjunctions. We don't only have, today the moon conjunct Saturn, all the Pisces conjunctions. We also have the moon conjunct the sun, conjuncting Uranus. And the sun going towards the conjunction to Uranus as well, happening on the Cinco de Mayo. That's the grounding force here, because that's all in the sign of Taurus. And what I love about Taurus is it's ruled by Venus. Again, Pisces, Taurus, it's all very divine feminine, Venus-ruled energy. And then the air energy is neither really masculine nor feminine, it's more neutral or androgynous. So the other messages we're getting here is that we're wanting to work with our feminine body, our creative center, our ability to receive messages, to receive gifts, to receive miracles. It's not about doing all the time. It's about staying quiet in a moment to receive. It's about that balance between doing and being that we're also being called to look at here. Now, Taurus energy is around the financial world. So for many of you listening here today, even though I'm focusing on romance, there could be some beautiful breakthroughs or opportunities coming to you over this eclipse season and new moon. And the corridor here is exactly 6 weeks long because it starts 2 weeks prior to the solar eclipse and it completes 2 weeks after the lunar. So that would be through the end of May. So your, what do I want to call it? Your near timing would be these next 6 weeks. Your far timing would be the entire eclipse cycle, which would be 6 months. So anywhere in these next 6 weeks to 6 months. And it's funny, here we have that message of 6. And 6 is ruled by Venus, which again, we're back to Taurus and Libra, because Libra is also part of Venus. And Pisces, the 3 signs that Venus does really well in are Taurus, Libra, and Pisces. And the message here is all about finances, building abundance, having new opportunities coming into our life. Perhaps there's better financial management. For some, this could be guiding you towards really looking at your finances more. I know I got that message this last week, and it was a very, very painful one for me because I was blindsided here. I was having a blind spot that I couldn't capture. And so I'm going to share that with you because some of you out there listening, that might be something you're facing here that you really need to get out your magnifying glass and do a better job at monitoring your finances, how much is coming in, how much is going out, and just really checking that for a whole multitude of reasons, okay? So there's a whole big financial component here with better management being one, but the most important one being open to new possibilities and opportunities. All of these planets lined up in Taurus and Pisces and even Aquarius, it's about bringing in the new. And it's the new in order to create more joy, harmony, and well-being in your life. And for those that love the Tarot, I want to give you an example. Pisces would be the 10 of Cups. Taurus would be the 10 of Pentacles. Well, in the Tarot, those are great endings and completions. And that's the energy that we are wanting to work with here. And so the time frame you're being given is literally 6 weeks to 6 months. And there is an even larger time frame beyond that because we're going to have this cycle of eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio. They're not going to complete until the end of summer 2023. So the larger time frame then could be, we're looking at 18 months from now, which is beautiful because Taurus is slow. It wants to take its time. It wants to build that house or that foundation brick by brick, stone by stone. Now we're going to dive into Taurus in terms of romance and creativity, because Taurus also rules opening up your creative, intuitive centers more, focusing on how to make yourself more beautiful, but feeling the beauty that you carry. So the Venus energy is asking you to tap into yourself as a goddess, that every one of us, regardless of gender, male or female, we all carry the goddess energy. We all carry the God. But it's the goddess energy we're being asked to focus on. And the goddess is all about inner and outer beauty. And if you're just focusing on outer beauty, it's time to focus on your inner beauty. If you've only been focusing on inner beauty, maybe there's something you want to do with your outer beauty, okay? Remember, everything's about balance ultimately. Now romance, we're getting to the meat of it. With all these beautiful conjunctions, and a solar eclipse is a very powerful new beginning. It's telling us there's a pathway of love here that's really opening at a whole new and higher level for us. Now, we had an opening for this back March 5th and 6th when we had the Venus-Mars conjunction in Aquarius. That was the first big opening, and we also had a new moon in Pisces. So we had the new moon in Pisces, the very end of February, I think, nope, the very beginning of March, then the Venus-Mars conjunction on March 5th and 6th, and now the third one here is the solar eclipse. So we've got three things that are propelling us forward on to this new pathway of love, true love, divine counterparts, and romance in our lives. So there's the astrology, and the numerology is quite significant as well. The month of May is a 5 month, and we are in a 6 year. 2022 is a 6. 5 and 6 added together is an 11. So the month of May is an 11 energy every single day. That means, though, that May 11th and May 29th, because 2 and 9 is an 11, are going to be very powerful days in May. So do write those 2 days down. 11 is the energy of the magician and the high priestess. It's the manifester, it's the alchemist. So we have 3 energies from the tarot there, right there. The high priestess, the magician, and temperance, the alchemist. It's time to manifest things. And I love it because throughout the month of May, Mercury's going retrograde from May 10th through June 2nd. I think it's coming out June 3rd. And it's doing so in Gemini and going back into Taurus. So again, we have that emphasis on communication and the Taurus energy of creativity, abundance, beauty, and love. And I feel like this time frame, love is going to be taking center stage here. So the last thing I want to say about the numerology as well is on the day of the eclipse, the 30th, it's happening at 10 degrees of Taurus and 28 minutes. Well, that's 10:10. We've got the energy of 1-1 or 10-10. And there's 2 messages there. 10 means a culmination, a reward, but it can also mean something ending, and therefore a new beginning, because then the 1 energy is about new beginnings. So you take that message as it resonates for you. But I kind of love having that 10-10 or 1-1 completing April, and then we dive in to May with all that 11 energy, which is the double 1 as well. And think about that double 1. It's really about taking action. There may be a lot of energy wanting to find you, but you can't just be sitting there. You've got to take action on this. Beautiful. So let's go in to the card piles now. And the one thing I wanted to say, because I just missed that, was this whole week going into the solar eclipse, we do have Pluto retrograding on the I think it's the 29th or 28th of April. Pluto is going into retrograde for 5.5 months. It's already stationing, it's already slowed down so much that it's barely moving. So for some of you wondering why you're feeling this inward hermiting energy, or you're feeling like you need to really process stuff through, there's a lot of emotions going on. Part of the reason is that Pluto is getting ready to go retrograde, but also we had a very challenging, I'm going to say, because I really feel like it was, this last full moon in Libra, and Libra, of course, is about Venus too, was very challenging because it was at very late degrees of Libra, and it was squaring Pluto, but it was guiding us all to look at where in our lives we feel that our relationships are not balanced. Because the moon square Pluto in Libra's all about balance and harmony and mutual receptivity and love. And the square to Pluto in Capricorn was we weren't feeling like we were getting reciprocity. And perhaps maybe we were feeling like maybe we weren't giving equally to a relationship. But know that since that full moon in Libra, now about 8-9 days ago, it was last weekend, the Friday, I believe, last Friday, Saturday, there's been a lot of releasing and deeper realizations that have been coming through for many of us on our love life and our relationship life. Doesn't have to just be about love, around where is this reciprocal, or where has something fallen through? Have I not been able to show up in the way I want to do? Is this relationship not going the way I really wanted it to go, whether it's them or you? And this could be a situationship as well. So do know we're still in that energy now for a couple days until we get to this solar eclipse. We are still processing through that full moon energy of release. Alrighty, let's get to the piles here. Now each pile is very different. That's my feeling. I haven't looked at all the cards yet. So I'm going to say pick one pile. If however you feel very guided to pick more than one, do so. And each pile, I have a bag of stones. I put my hand into it and I said, I'm just going to pick a stone for each pile. And I have my rune stones in there as well. And so for pile one, we have an amethyst rune stone. So if you feel very called to that, that's pile one. Pile two is a beautiful carnelian, which rules the sacral chakra. And pile three is the Aventurine, which is the heart chakra. So when you're ready, we will get started here. Let's start with pile number one. I'm being told right now that the goddess Mary Magdalene is in the room and she's working with us all on unconditional love. And her message is to love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. So her guidance here, and this is for everyone watching, is that this whole lineup of planets from Aquarius through Pisces and Taurus is about unconditional love, and how can we grow more into that? And you're going to need to do it step by step because that's Taurus energy. So for pile number one, we have this beautiful amethyst rune stone. Oh, I love it. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, that is the symbol of the self. Know thyself. That's one of the two signs on the temple of Apollo in Delphi. Know thyself. So I want to read from this because I feel like it's very, very important for pile number one. The starting point is the self. Its essence is water. Okay, so right now we're in the water here for pile number one, which is emotions. Only clarity and willingness to change will be effective now. For from a correct relationship to yourself comes a right relationship to all others and to the divine. So in this message, what we're being told is the essence is your emotions and your intuition. But the guidance here is that you need clarity and a willingness to change. That is what is going to bring you what you want on your pathway of love. But you have to build first a correct relationship to yourself. So for pile number one, already the message is self. Self-love is what is going to be the driving force, or is meant to be the driving force for your love life, whether you're completely single or you're in a committed partnership or just dating. Remain modest. Regardless of how great may be your merit, be yielding, devoted, and moderate, for then your life will have a true direction. So the other guidance here is humility, but also moderation. Don't collapse into extremes here. Be moderate with things. Be humble. Be in the world, but not of it. And yet, do not be closed, narrow, or filled with judgment. Rather, remain receptive to impulses flowing from the divine within you and without. So that's a beautiful message. be in the world but not of it. So you're striving to live the ordinary life in a non-ordinary way. Be open, not closed. Even though you're in the world but not of it, that doesn't mean that you're supposed to stand apart from it. It means you participate in it while practicing observation and detachment. That way, you don't allow judgment to creep in. And lastly, remain receptive, remain open. The self is a water energy. Remember at all times what is coming to be and passing away, and focus on that which abides. Nothing less is being asked of you right now. This is a major time of growth and rectification in your life. The field is needing to be tilled before the seed is planted. The garden is weeded before the flower blooms, and the self must know stillness before it can sing its true song. I love it. You know, when you cut the rune of the self down the middle, its mirror image is joy. And the counsel here is know thyself while practicing nothing in excess. Wow, that right there is a very big message for pile number one. Should I go further? I don't know. That's pretty profound. I consulted with the goddesses, so which beautiful goddess here is guiding you on your path of love? Oh, of course it is. It's the goddess Lakshmi. Stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. She's telling you you have a bright future, but stop worrying. So already for pile one, there's something you're working with within yourself. And this could be that you have a lot of mental energy. Maybe you suffer from some anxiety. Maybe there's some depression you're working through, or melancholy. You're feeling a little bit unbalanced mentally or emotionally. And she's saying, don't worry about this. There's a bright future ahead of you. The sun is shining. And on either side of you, of Lakshmi, is Ganesha. And Ganesha is the removal of obstacles. So call on Ganesh and Lakshmi to remove whatever obstacles are in your way of achieving this beautiful, bright future with your love life, okay? Stop worrying about it. It's interfering, or it's not interfering, it's maybe slowing your love life down a little bit. So let's look at the next card here. So we have guidance from Lakshmi, and then from the Keepers of the Light, we have Lady Portia. Divine order, do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. Well, already here, we've got two different rays of creator. We've got the golden ray with Lakshmi, and we have, the purple ray with Lady Portia. Well, Lakshmi decided to bite the dust down there. Okay, well, her message is there. So Lady Portia, divine order. You know, Lady Portia is one of the twin flames, and we're talking about love here. So with your love life, the message I'm getting here is that when you feel like your life is in order, when you feel like you have everything moving the way you'd like it to be, and perhaps for pile number one, because Lakshmi came in, that you want to make sure your career's headed in the right direction, you have more than enough abundance, you've set a really good financial foundation down, that's really important for you, and you want to make sure that you have that down right before you either venture out further into your love life. Okay? Now, for those of you that are currently in a marriage and significant relationship, it may mean that your marriage or relationship, that you two are needing to focus on finances right now and on building greater abundance, or maybe you're building a business together. You're helping one another financially and business-wise. But for both of you, if you're in a relationship, the guidance here, the journey, is about wanting to bring more order and balance into your life here. She's the twin flame of Saint Germain, and she's very strongly connected to the violet flame energy. So the Lady Portia and Saint Germain, they work together as overseers of legal situations, justice, anything that has to do with honoring justice, fairness, balance, and legal situations. Therefore, maybe the divine order that's going on in your life right now is something legal. And perhaps for some of you in pile number 1, you just came out of a divorce. Maybe you're going through a divorce. That might be impacting your pathway at this time, but not in a bad way, because Lady Portia with Saint Germain here and Lakshmi, they're telling you you're on the right path. You need to handle this part first. You need to get balanced and get legal matters taken care of. But she's also saying that there's a call for justice here, okay? That you've got to speak out. You've got to speak your truth. You need to act from the heart, to not only see your point of view, but to also see the other person's point of view. Surrender any pride that you may be carrying so that you can come from a loving space. If you've made choices that weren't for your highest good, be accountable for it. Through this honesty, you are releasing any karmic bonds or anchors of fear from your energy. Take the time to learn from whatever situation you are involved in, especially if it's involved in any legal issue. And know that the Lady Portia and Saint Germain and the angels of justice are wanting to work with you right now and honor everyone involved. Yeah, this is about justice. And you know what? I'm also getting this is about karma. So for pile number 1, there's something in your relationship world that's really working itself through on balancing out. So if you're in a relationship, it's about harmony wanting to come in and be restored. And for some, it means that there will be a divorce, there will be a separation. For others, it means that you're growing together because you're agreeing to do this together. Now, for those of you that are single, I'm getting that there's justice coming your way, that perhaps whatever you've gone through in the past in your romantic zone, that you're finally getting divine justice here, that the wheels are turning in your favor. I'm picking up the wheel of fortune, that something is turning towards you now, and that it's all going to work out just beautifully. So please stop worrying about it. So what is the guidance from the relationships oracles? This is your guidance in love. What is it you need to be working on right now? The message is honesty. The energy of honesty supports our choice to be courageously truthful and genuine with kindness and tact. So that's saying that what's going to bring the divine order and the justice, the higher justice, and even the human justice to you is honesty. Lay everything out on the table. Don't hold anything back. But to get there, the most important thing you have to do first is be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Check in with yourself. Look at where are you accountable here. And then sit down on this beautiful round table and mediate, negotiate, talk. And that means that if you're single and you're wanting to date and feeling like you're ready and you've worked enough on self-love and you're ready, don't hold back. When you go out on these dating websites, or you meet someone for the first time, or you're talking to them, be transparent. And just know the universe is then going to reflect that transparency back to you. That is a beautiful message. So let's look at, I wanted to pull from a deck I've never used before. I wanted to look at the qualities of your relationship. So now we're not looking at what's going on in your love life and how you need to approach it, but we're looking at what is the quality of this true love in your life, him or her, regardless of gender. What are the qualities around this relationship? I love it. I got partners. That's the 7th house. You're meant to be partners. You're meant to bring in true love. You're meant to have a divine counterpart, or at least one in this lifetime. That is a beautiful message. So the 7th house in astrology is the house of commitment, and it's ruled by Venus. So for pile number 1, I'm feeling like maybe you gave up on love, or you've given up on something in your love life. I'm getting, for those of you that have been in a marriage or separation but haven't wanted to get divorced, but you're not in love with your partner and they're not in love with you, that you've given up on your future. Don't do that. Regardless of the situation, married, not married, single, dating, doesn't matter. Don't give up on your love life. That's the message, because the universe wants to bring, Venus wants to bring someone beautiful in. Oh my gosh, and the second message is Jupiter. Jupiter return. Wow, okay, someone's returning to your life. You know, when I got Lady Portia and I was getting justice, I was feeling like someone could be returning to your life. And it's either from earlier in your life, from your childhood, college years, or when you were younger, someone coming back in, but it could also be someone returning from a past life. So that I don't want to go down the X road here with you guys, okay? If some of you feel like it could be an X, or you're open, then that's maybe the message here. But more than anything, someone very significant to your soul, because Jupiter is a soul contract, is returning to your life. And what they're bringing to you is benefits. Oh my gosh, that is such a beautiful message. Thank you, Lakshmi. That is who's coming in. Now I want to look at that in terms of sign languages. So the 7th house is primarily ruled by Libra. So this person coming in could be an air sign. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. They may be ruled by Venus, so that could also be Taurus. I'm getting a lot of air energy though, because we have the violet flame, which is Aquarius. We have the blue energy, which is Gemini and Libra. So we've got a lot of air energy here. And then Jupiter is ruled by Sag and Pisces. So those are the signs that I'm seeing here. And remember though, when I bring up signs, you can either look at them as, okay, that person's sun sign, maybe their moon sign is there, maybe their Venus sign is there. But also look at it as elements that they contain. Whoever this beloved is in your life, they're going to be a really good communicator, because all the air signs are here. And the Pisces and the Sag, Pisces means they're going to be gentle, there's going to be tenderness. There's going to be unconditional love, humility. And Jupiter means maybe they're going to come from afar. Maybe they're going to be foreign, speak a different language, have a different background than you. Or it's going to be a long distance relationship, okay? Take it however it resonates. So let's look at the last guidance messages here. I wanted to pick from the Gilded Tarot to see, okay, what action is occurring now? Now that we've got the themes, the theme out, and what you're working on, and who your beloved is, or what the qualities they contain, what action is happening in your love life? We've got the 4 of Cups. I love that visual. The 4 of Cups is usually someone waiting, okay? But someone also hermiting, that you've been taking downtime, taking care of yourself. The 4 of Cups and the 4 of Swords can both be cards that signify healing. But the 4 of Cups is more about just staying in your own lane, wanting to be hermiting in your own place for a while. I love how this card matches my card there. But in this visual, someone's wanting to offer you a cup. So you could be minding your own business, doing your own thing, doing your own studying, inner reflection, staying where you are, and someone's coming in with a cup. And they're coming in from the heavens there. So I feel like someone might be surprising you, okay, with a cup. And if you're in a relationship right now, maybe your significant other is going to do something very surprising for you. But the Four of Cups can also be in the single world, if you're single, that you've been waiting. And maybe you've been waiting for a long time. Maybe you've even given up, as I said earlier. And it's the universe is saying, don't do that. But that fourth cup there being handed to you is going to require you to get off the tree. Okay, you're going to have to do something. So let's look at the card following it. Ooh, I love it. The Six of Pentacles. The six is, again, it's about working together in unison. All the sixes are. Of Pentacles means mutual reciprocity, building and working on things together, not doing it alone. You're doing it in partnership. So whatever cup is being offered to you here, the action is that whoever it is that's coming in or is currently in your life, you're building something together. And again, with pile number one, it's not only about love. I feel like it's also about finances and perhaps about work. Now, the third card is the Eight of Swords. Okay, I had a feeling we were going to get some swords in here because I was feeling with Lakshmi that with pile number one, there was worry going on. And the Eight of Swords is anxiety. Sometimes it can be depression. It's feeling like you're trapped, you're walking through life with a blindfold on. See how she has the blindfold and the chains are very loosely around her wrists. They're not locked around her wrists, they're very loose. That means that at any time you can remove the chains and the blindfold. So the Eight of Swords is telling group number one, your anxiety is what's keeping you bound. Release your anxiety. I'm not saying you've got to jump into anything quickly here because the Six of Pentacles is saying one step at a time. All of the Pentacles are about building something, either for yourself or together with someone else or with a group of people. So the Eight of Swords is saying, set yourself free from the negative thought forms. Perhaps it's from your past, and maybe it's just fear. Fear that, oh my gosh, is this really going to work out? Is this too good to be true? And I'm not saying you shouldn't acknowledge your fear. Of course you should. But also recognize that you have a blindfold on. So the question is, what are you afraid to see? And what is Lakshmi going to say? That you have a bright future. You have a bright future. Love is there for you, even if you can't quite believe it. So I wanted a clarifying card for that when I did pick it up. Yep. And I got the Three of Cups. So the clarifier, the final answer is here, celebrate your life. To get out of the Eight of Swords energy, which is the mental anxiety and fear, and we're all human, we all have it. Get out. Celebrate your cup with others. The Three of Cups is often associated with parties, celebrations, spending time with friends, going on vacation together. But it can also be a celebration of a relationship, a second honeymoon, doing vows again, a second vows ceremony, a marriage. Perhaps for pile number one, your relationship or your marriage is going through a complete total renewal. And that's what I'm feeling is happening here. Okay, and now for others of you, because I do feel like there may be some in this pile where maybe you came out of a divorce or you are going through a divorce or a separation and you're still working through the anxiety around it and all of the emotions you have to still process. But do know the Three of Cups is awaiting you, a time to celebrate yourself more than anything else. But the Three of Cups is celebrate with like-minded individuals. So that's the action that is occurring in your love life. And for those of you that are single, maybe you're meeting someone at a party. Maybe you're meeting them at a friendship gathering, or when you're out with friends, or perhaps you're meeting someone at a wedding. You know, there's all sorts of messages here. And so to wrap up the messages for pile 1, I was asking from the Whispers of Love, what is the final emotion that you need to embody? What do you, the reader listening to this, need to embody right now? You need to demonstrate love. You need to be open to showing love. You need to be open. That's what I'm getting. Find out what is important to the people you love and act on it. So the message is ask, find out what's important in your love life. To the people you already have in your love life, to the ones you love, but what is important to you in your love life? And then act on it, but you've got to be open. Demonstrate love. When you demonstrate love, that person in your life is going to know that you actually care about them. And if you're single, when you demonstrate love, you're giving them the green light. Oh my gosh, this person's interested in me. Okay, I can move forward now. Okay? Because for pile number 1, we don't have any fire energy here. We have cups, we have swords, we have pentacles, and that means that, you know, you could be a slow mover. Or maybe the person moving towards you or that you live with or with currently, that maybe they're slow. And you've got to give them time. But you also have to show up for it. You have to be open and demonstrate how you feel. We're going back to honesty, right? Be transparent here. I love those messages. Alrighty, pile number 1, sending you all big giant hugs here. So let's look at pile 2. Let's hope I don't drop any more cards, but that's okay, right? So for pile number 2, we have the Carnelian, and that's the solar plexus. The solar plexus, sacral. Sacral chakra is all about romance, creativity, and abundance. So let's look at the beautiful goddess that is coming in and guiding your love life. Wow, we've got Kali. The old must be released so that the new can enter. So for pile number 2, there's been some form of ending in your life, and that there's new beginnings. A lot of messages here, okay? And we've got the eclipse right there. There's the solar eclipse. So for pile 2, we have a very strong timing message here that the eclipse corridor this year of 2022 is going to be very significant. And if you're watching this in another year, pay attention to the eclipse times. So right now, the eclipse corridor is the middle of April through the end of May. The next one will be in October and November. Okay, so there's the timing for you. Something in your life maybe has just ended. Maybe perhaps you're still going through that ending, or maybe it's ended, but you're not emotionally free from it yet. The old must be released. If you didn't listen to my astrology portion, please go back and listen to that, because this is very significant for pile number 2. Let go of the old. And with Kali, she's the goddess of, she's kind of Scorpio in her energy, very Plutonian, very Scorpio. There could be, literally have been death in your life. Someone you love passing, or an imminent one coming. I don't even want to say that, but there could be, you know, something so profound as maybe someone did pass in your life this last year and these last couple months or weeks, and give yourself the time to process through this. But there's a beautiful new beginning here, because Kali is also a twin flame. And I'm feeling like, remember, this is about your love life. And I'm almost wondering if I'm going to be aligning with pile number 2. Okay, we'll see as we go. You could have had such significant endings in your love life, pile number 2, that you're frightened. There's some fear of developing new love. And for others of you, maybe you feel very trapped in a current situation. And Kali's saying, it's time to get out of that. It's time to leave it. So there is a little bit of sequencing going on. Pile number 1 had some of that energy too in it. So there could be a sequence we're following here. Let me look at the rest of the cards though to get more information. So Kali's guiding you on your love life. And the other beautiful light being, one of the keepers, is Gaia, the earth connection. Oh, we've got a lot of blue here, don't we? So blue is the throat chakra. It's also healing. So Gaia, her message is one of healing. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to earth. Stay grounded. Ah, very interesting. Okay, so her message is one of groundedness. But also what I'm getting here is, in terms of divine counterparts and partnership, you want, let's see if that stays. You need to be in mission with someone. That's what I'm getting. You have a mission on this planet with a divine counterpart. And if you're not with that divine counterpart yet, they're coming. Because for Gaia to come in, she's never shown up for me before. It means that you have a mission, you have a destiny. And Kali is the destroyer and the creator. And she is the goddess that usually works with Radu and Ketu in Hindu astrology, which is the south node and the north node. So she's all about following our destiny. So we've got a lot of destiny messages for pile number 2. Therefore, if you chose this pile, know that your love life, there's strong karma and there's strong dharma. And karma could mean contracts, debts, lessons that you needed to learn and you needed to go through in your love life so that you can bring in the dharma. And the dharma is the good, the divine counterpart connection, where you're not carrying any baggage anymore. You're simply here to be fully, madly in love and on a mission for planet Earth and for the collective. That's what I'm getting here. Wow. I want to see if Gaia has any more important messages here for us. I have a feeling she does. I'm just getting that very strong Earth message. Gaia is protecting your path. You are a strong, focused, and loving individual. Stay grounded and don't allow your imagination, ego, or any fears to run away with you. Okay, so now we're getting another message here. She's protecting you and she's saying, don't allow your fears. That's the fears of the past and all of the things that have happened there to prevent this good from coming to you. Because I feel like this good is coming no matter what. Okay, I don't feel like there's anything you're going to do that's ultimately going to interfere with the good coming. Okay, however, you being more at peace and helping yourself release is going to make you feel better while this good is arriving at your doorstep, right? If you're in a good place when it arrives, all the better. I'd rather it arrived when you're feeling at peace than when you're still dealing with turmoil. But stay grounded. That's the other messages. Make sure that you're out in nature. You're connecting with Mother Earth. So for pile 2, for those of you that are single, I'm getting that whoever your counterpart is, they may be someone who just went through something really challenging, something life-transforming, and it could have been a death, could have been a really bad separation or divorce, or they could have lost their business or their home. There was something very traumatic that happened, and that you're going to meet this person while you're out in nature, or while you're on your mission. So the two messages from Gaia, for those of you that are single, are that you're going to meet this person when you're out swimming or surfing, or maybe you're out hiking or biking or working on your physical body is one message. Or when you're out working for the earth, which would mean you're doing environmental things. You're picking up trash in the park or on the beach. Maybe you work in a green company, or you are an environmentalist, or your divine counterpart is a heavy environmentalist, and maybe they are the ones that have a job working for the earth or wanting to create something very beautiful for the earth. And lastly, be on your mission. So for pile 2, if you're on your mission, know that it's only a matter of time that your divine counterpart's going to show up for those of you that are primarily single. Gaia's bringing her motherly love to you, and she is encircling you in a cocoon of peace. The other message here is if you have had troubles with a mother in your life, or you are feeling disconnected from or grieving your own mother, she's here to help revitalize that connection, and she will bring healing where it is possible. If you are a mother and you are worrying about these duties, know that Gaia is thanking you for your hard work and commitment, and she's letting you know that the earth is blessed to have you. So the other message here is, pile number 2, these could be for single people, single mothers, those of you that have been divorced for many years or out of a relationship for a long time. You're a single mother, you've been on your mission or wanting to get your mission going, and you've been through some really intense relationships in your past and things that have happened. And let Gaia help you. Let Mother Earth help you in your love life. Okay? So let's look at what is the guidance message for you. What is it you need to embody, you need to do here to really help with the romantic part of your life? And the answer is sensitivity. The frequency of sensitivity helps us open to the world of subtlety and detail while anchoring in a structural foundation, thus supporting us to become more fully multidimensional. Wow. There's the 6-pointed star in that picture. What's helping you here is your sensitivity. So don't ever get upset at yourself for being overly sensitive. Don't say you're too sensitive. That card is saying that your sensitivity is what is allowing deeper love to build in your heart and for deeper love to come to you. Okay? Allow your sensitivity to guide you, because your sensitivity is also your intuitive body. Listen to your intuitive body. And this can also be a message that whoever your counterpart is, that they're sensitive just like you. That maybe you're both empaths, you're both sensitives. And lastly, sensitivity means pay attention to how you feed your physical body. So for pile 2, I'm getting a lot of messages, not just about your emotional body, but a lot about your physical. So this pile, you could also be those of you that are not only single mothers, or those that have a helper healer career and are in a relationship or married, but also it can be a third energy, which is those of you that maybe you've had a lot of healing stuff. Maybe you've been going through illnesses, or you have autoimmune things that you've been working on for many years. And so honor your sensitivity. Never look at it as a bad thing. Really pay attention to what you bring into your body, how you nurture your body and your being. So nurturance is not just emotional and mental and spiritual, it's also physical. And so for pile number 2, I'm getting that strong message of make sure you really nurture yourself physically and emotionally. I'm not getting mental things for pile 2. I feel like your mental body, your spiritual body is very intact. I'm feeling like this is more emotional and perhaps more physical, and that maybe that's where you need to be bringing in more nurturance. Now let's flip this, because remember, we're talking about love, about ourselves and how we're bringing more love into our lives and our divine counterpart, but we're also looking at who they are. And so what I just described could be them. That maybe they're nurturing their emotional, physical body right now and working more on their sensitive nature. Because sensitivity isn't just to all of the senses, taste, smell, hearing, feeling. It's also the multidimensional sensitivity, where the more you become a whole person, you become that earth that Gaia's holding there. You become sensitive to every facet of your multidimensional being. So the answer for pile 2 is for you to really work on your sensitivity in all facets of who and what you are, which what you are is a cosmic being. And that is where true love is meeting you, either in your current love life, in your current relationship, or with someone new coming in. And I'm also getting for this pile that whoever it is that's coming in, if they're new, he or she is going to be a cosmic partner. So now let's see if we can get some information about them. What are they like? Okay, whether they're for singles or for those that are currently in a relationship. What are they like? Okay, I'm getting Cancer energy, the 4th house. They have strong roots. So your divine counterpart actually is going to be very grounded. Okay, so you may be the sensitive one that's ungrounded, or vice versa. It can go either way. But, okay, we've got number 28, which is a 10. They've built a lot. They've built a great foundation. Wow. So whoever your divine counterpart is, I love it. That's the 10 of Pentacles. They've built an empire. They're very well off financially, or maybe they own their own business. Maybe they're a really go-getter, an entrepreneur. Maybe they have a beautiful home, but they're a builder. They've really built strong roots on this earth. It also tells me they've had many lifetimes on this earth. And with the 4th house in astrology, that's the house of past lives. It's one of the houses of past lives, along with the 12th, and sometimes the 8th house. So this cosmic partner you're with, you've had many lifetimes with them. Yeah, and the 4th house is ruled by Cancer energy. But I'm getting its opposite sign too, which is Capricorn. Okay, so we're getting a lot of water energy here. So all the water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, we're getting Capricorn. Yeah, water and earth is what I'm getting here. So let me see what else is coming in for them. Okay, wow, I'm telling you, North Node, life's purpose. You have a purpose together. You have a divine mission. You know what? Your North Node is somehow intimately connected to theirs, to their chart. And your nodes may even be connected, okay? They may be reversed. For example, if one of you has North Node in Aquarius, the other one will have their North Node in Leo. So they could be reversed. The North Nodes of either chart could be on one another's moon, sun sign, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter. Something about your astrological compatibility is going to be very significant here. But the North Node is a message that you've had many roots together in other lifetimes, but you're also going to have many future lifetimes together, because the North Node is about what you're wanting to create in the future, what you're moving towards, not moving away from. So whoever this beautiful divine counterpart is in your life, whether you're currently with them or not yet, or they're around you and you're just getting to know them, or they're returning, it's a very, very strong relationship. And when the nodes are involved, the message is destiny. Okay, so let's look at the messages of action, because I want to see what kind of action is going to be taken here. We have the Two of Cups. There we go. A union of two souls. And it's an equal union. Oh, this is the twin flame, sacred soulmate. No doubt about it. And we've got the fish energy there. So I've got a lot of water energy, Pisces, but all of the water signs. Pile number 2, I feel like you've got water in your chart, okay? Regardless of your sun and moon, there's water, okay? Look it up. Wow, that is so beautiful. Yeah, this is a coming together of two hearts. And we've got justice. That's Libra. So now we've got some air energy. But that's the scales of balance. And in this card, justice, again, it's like alchemy. It's a union, right? 2 cups, 2 scales. This is divinely ordained. There's no way you're going to get out of this one. It's divinely ordained. So you know what? Start working on whatever it is you need to release, right? And just know that there's a beautiful future in your love life here. Then we have the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. So you've been working very diligently on your foundation. Whether it's you or them, I'm seeing on both sides, you've both been working on your pentacles, your money, your finances, your career, and you feel very good about it. But also, again, we're getting that message, you have a mission on the earth. And I think you're going to be working together. Now, for those of you that are single, though, the 9 of Pentacles can mean that you've been single for a long time. And you've been very happy, you've built your own world, but now you're going to share that world with somebody. It's time. You're not meant to stay alone. And the last card we have, no, you're not. You've got the Knight of Pentacles. Someone is coming towards you. Wow, I love that. There could be an age difference here because the 9 of Pentacles, she seems to me more like an empress type energy or a queen. And the Knight would be someone who's younger. So remember, regardless of gender, there could be a 5, 10, 15, 20-year age difference or even more. But usually not more than 20. With a Knight, I would say between 5 to 15 usually, somewhere in that zone. If it was the Page, I would say something different. But this person's moving towards you. See, the Knight's going towards the 9 of Pentacles. So I don't think there's anything you need to do, pile 2. If you're single, I feel like this person's coming towards you, whoever they are. And this could be someone returning to you. The North Node and the roots could symbolize, you may have met them already, you may have. Not getting a strong one though, maybe only for a few of you, you met them at some point in your life where you know who they are. For others that are single, I feel like it's someone new. It's not like an ex returning. I'm not getting that message, okay? Though with Kali, it could mean that in order for you to be completely open to this cosmic love, you need to release all of your ex energy, all right? So let me leave you with a last message from the Whispers of Love in terms of what is it you need to embody that's coming. So we have the action cards. So what essence do you need to be so these actions come in? New love. So there's new love coming. Yep. Embrace the new opportunities of love that are here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth as well. But this reading is about love. So this is a guarantee that new love is coming, and it's coming in fast. Look at that. It's coming in fast. See, she's open with her hands, receiving the stars. Again, this is a cosmic relationship. I have a feeling I'm resonating a lot myself with this poem. And of course, I am a water sign. Beautiful, beautiful messages. Love it. Okay, let's go to pile 3. See what messages await us there. I don't want to knock down my beautiful bijou. There we go. It's one of my most favorite sculptures in the world. from the museum in Paris. The Rodin. It's the Rodin sculpture of the kiss. So let's look at pile number 3 now. The Aventurine, the green stone of the heart. I feel like for this pile, your heart's very open and it's very, very big. You have a very strong feeling here on pile number 3. So let's see what goddess is working with you in your love life. I love it. The goddess Hathor. Receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and your ability to give to others. Right away, oh, see there she is wearing the bull. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so for pile number 3, I'm getting Tauruses already right off the bat. I'm getting earth signs, I'm getting water signs, whether again it's your sun sign, moon, Venus, Mars, rising even. I don't go by the rising as much, but this is about being your feminine. Allow yourself to receive. But you are a goddess, you are an empress. So Hathor is the empress in the tarot. Whenever the goddess Hathor comes in, she's saying, be ready for blessings. Blessings are coming to you. Blessings are wanting to find you. Are you ready? Yeah, it's a time of fertility for you. And that's another message. Hathor is the goddess of fertility. So for those of you in a relationship, she's a sign that you might be getting pregnant, or you may be very fertile. You could be very creative right now, and that your creativity and the fertility is what is adding to your love life right now. It's growing it. It's taking it to the next level. And then for those of you that are single, I'm going to suggest be very careful if you have intimacy, because you could be very fertile at this time. So let's look at the second divine master guiding us here in love. From the keepers of light, we have the Holy Spirit. Expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. You know what's beautiful there? After seeing Hathor, we have Hathor with her breasts open and just water going down as waterfalls and light coming from her heart center. With the Holy Spirit, we have her hands out to give. And a beautiful dove diving into the cup with wings. And it's also at the heart. Remember I said pile 3, I feel like your heart is really, really open. And it is. Expect miracles in your love life. Something very divine is happening here. Beautiful, but it's equal giving and receiving. And you know, pile number 3, you know how to fill your cup of love. In fact, you're a master at it. So now what I want you to do is expect a miracle. Be open to receiving that divine love. I want to read from the Holy Spirit. You know, the Holy Spirit is the divine counterpart of, what is it? Of the Shekinah. The Shekinah is the twin flame of the Holy Spirit. Yep. So these are twin flames. So for pile number 3 and pile number 2, there's a little bit of a crossover, but those 2 piles, I believe your love life is about coming into union, if you aren't already, with a twin flame, sacred soulmate, absolutely a true love. The Holy Spirit mediates between illusion and truth. It's the essence that allows us to move beyond the illusion of fear or the illusions that our fear has created. So one of the messages the Holy Spirit is bringing to you today is to move beyond your fears. That your fears are the only thing that creates illusion. Move beyond them. And that the Holy Spirit and Hathor is here to help you. It's the holiest light of truth and love that we can ever experience. So the Holy Spirit, it's the holiest light. She's telling you you carry within you the holiest light of truth and love. And an aspect of your truest self is now coming forward. Expect the unexpected. Expect miracles. A real turnaround is possible in your love life right now. Angels are dancing around you, so leave behind thoughts, memories, and feelings that are no longer serving you. And remember the love that you are. Move into your heart and allow that love to shine out into the world. And that is when miracles will happen. That speaks for itself. So what is the guidance for you from the relationship oracle? What is it that you're doing here to create an action in your love life? Not the action itself, but what is it you're doing to create that action? And we have the message of time. The energy of time supports our understanding of the relativity of time and our capacity to be present in the moment. So the time message has a lot of different messages to it. One, that there's divine timing at work in your love life. That's one of the messages. Two, maybe this has been taking a very long time. But if this is a cosmic love, of course it would be taking a long time. If you've been in a relationship for a while and you're both growing now, that growth is creating miracles in your life. If you've been in a marriage or relationship where one of you is growing a lot and the other one seemed to not be, maybe that they've turned a corner and there's growth happening. Time, your connection with your counterpart has required time. And maybe it's required a lot of it. And maybe you still need to give it some more time. But at the same time, the message is telling us to look at time as timeless. Not horizontal time, but vertical. I hope I don't have that backwards, but you get the gist. Meaning that beyond the 3D, the concept of time is timelessness. And so this beautiful divine love relationship that you're in is both physical and non-physical, because there's time and there's timelessness. And the partnership you have is meant to cross dimensions. Your partner is not meant to be only a physical partner with you. They're meant to be a multidimensional partner with you. And that the Holy Spirit is guiding this sacred relationship at this time. Okay, I'm using that word a lot right now. So let me see if I have any other messages about time here. I know I do. I know I do. How does time affect your love life? Now that we are waking up to the concept that we are multidimensional beings, we need to consider vertical time. Getting lost in the moment can then refer to the perception that time no longer exists, that there is no connection to our past or our future, which is horizontal time, and that all we experience is the present moment, which is vertical time, in which we can be fully present with our awareness completely focused on what is going on in our now. So for pile number 3, the answer to your love life is be in the now. Do not be in the past, do not be in the future. That there can be forever in a glance, forever in a moment. And if you've ever truly madly fallen in love, you will have experienced this when you look into the eyes of your beloved and there is no time. That's what we're talking about here. And that is how you will know that you are with this sacred beloved. So in terms of your relationship, what you want to consider is our eternal souls are on an ongoing journey in many physical forms. Perhaps the quality of the connection is determined by the time we spend together, However, it needs to be determined by what happens in the moment. So that's saying that it's the moments you share with your counterpart that matter. Again, it's the quality, not the quantity. So for pile number 3, some very interesting messages going on here. Let's see if I can get any further clarification. What are the qualities of your divine counterpart? What do they possess? Why are they in your life? What are the signs that you know it's them? Third house, messages. They're a messenger in your life. They're a great communicator. Third house, it could be a neighbor. Could be someone you grew up with. The third house oftentimes is our earlier childhood, elementary up through high school. So maybe this is someone who they lived in your neighborhood growing up. Maybe you went to elementary school, high school, maybe even college. But the third house is all about studying and being the student. Maybe you were students to get together. Maybe you're meeting them through some form of study, okay? But the other message here is that they're going to bring a message to you. So your divine counterpart is a very good communicator, and there's messages coming to you about this partnership. So whether you're currently in a partnership or you're single, be aware that there's a lot of messages trying to find you right now, okay? In your dream state, in your meditative state, when you're working out, when you're in the shower, be aware of the messages. Now, for those of you that are single, it means pay attention to who it is that's reaching out to you, and that your divine counterpart is wanting to bring a message to you. Now, the messenger is all the air signs, but it's specific to Gemini energy. But it's all the air signs. It's Libra and Aquarius as well. And so let's look at the other guidance here around your counterpart. It's the air element. There we go, communicating. So messages and communicating. There's going to be a lot of talking, a lot of sharing of ideas, a lot of messaging going on here. It's going to be very significant. So for pile number 3, it's a different message than the other piles. The key to your sacred counterpart relationship is communication. It needs to be multidimensional, dream communication, telepathy, and physical. So you're going to want to communicate with each other across every single forum. That is beautiful. I love that. And you know what? They're going to have air in their chart. I feel like they're going to either be a sun sign air, moon, maybe their Venus or Mars, or their rising will be an air sign. But it doesn't have to be, okay? Don't attach to those descriptions, please. It could also mean that they're either a really good communicator, maybe they're a teacher, maybe they're a writer, maybe they're in the entertainment industry, maybe they're a singer. But on the flip side of it, maybe they're learning how to express themselves better. Maybe they're learning how to be a better communicator, okay? So take the message as it resonates. So let's wrap it up here with the last guidance from the Tarot, and this is the action that your relationship or your divine counterpart is taking. Now this is really interesting. The first card is the Five of Pentacles. So I'm getting that either they or you have been feeling left out. You've either been feeling left out in the cold. That's the typical message for the Five of Pentacles. It can also be struggling with debts and poor financial management, owing a lot of money, not making the kind of money you want. That's on the financial field. But the Five of Pentacles can be feeling emotionally, having an emotional lack, not just a financial lack. Also with the Five of Pentacles, it's maybe you've gone through some lawsuits, or you've been hacked, or money's been taken from you. You've lost money. Money's been stolen. You feel like something's been taken from you. That's the message with the Five of Pentacles. And now the action here is that either you or your counterpart might be going through this right now, or they just have been going through this, that they're struggling and they're not yet ready. And that's why we had the message of time, that it's going to take some more time here, okay? And maybe the time is on your end. Maybe they're ready, but maybe you're struggling with something. Let's look at the next message of action. Oh, Ace of Wands. I love that. Completely, totally switching it up. Total switch up. The Ace of Wands is a brand new offer coming in. A brand new energy, and that's passion. The Ace of Wands is an offer of passion. It's the phoenix. You're rising from the ashes, okay? So how I'm going to read the Five of Pentacles then is that your divine counterpart, or you, there's been a loss of some type, and that they are moving through the loss. And maybe they lost you. Maybe this is an ex or someone from your past, or maybe someone you did meet while you were studying something, but maybe they wanted to go out and experience the world. You did, you were too young, or maybe you got married, they got married, whatever the case may be. They lost you and you lost them, or there was a feeling of that loss, and they want to come back to you. Now, this can also represent past lives too. Okay, so know that when I refer to the past, it could be in this lifetime, it could be in another lifetime, where you two were not able to be together because of physical reasons. And so they're coming in very strong to be the Ace of Wands for you. They want to bring in a beautiful wand. And now that is a very masculine symbol too, okay, of commitment. The wand energy is a passion. It's about passion. They love you with the core of their being, okay? But we have to see what else they can do, because the Ace of Wands by itself is not going to be enough. Wow, we've got the Chariot too. Okay, they're coming in fast. Wow, the energy, if they're with you right now, it means the energy is moving very fast. There's passion being reignited in your current relationship, or one of you wants the passion to be reignited. There's fast movement in personal growth in your current relationship. Maybe some of you were feeling like, gosh, we've been dating forever. When am I going to get engaged? And lo and behold, there it is. Okay? And for those of you that are single, because I'm almost feeling that pile number 3, most of you, I feel, are going to fall into the single mode, or you've been casually dating, or you've dated, but nothing was very committed or fulfilling. And so this is telling you that your charioteer is coming in. And this is going to be a balanced masculine energy, regardless of gender. They're balanced. They're coming in with a solid offer here. I love it. And so let's look at the last message. We got 2 messages, an extra message for pile number 3. Oh, I love it, the 6 of Cups. Okay, they're coming in with a message of love. Yeah, they want union, they want harmony. This is the soulmate card. It can also be the return of a past love. They want to reunite. They want to reconcile, reunite. They want to bring this relationship into a very happy union. The other message I'm getting, though, because remember in the beginning with Hathor, I said some of you that are married or just got married, or your relationship's moving to the next level, you're really looking forward to getting pregnant, or you want children. And so the 6 of Cups is about building that happy family together. Okay, so the only challenge here is the 5 of Pentacles. So for pile 3, your only challenge really has been maybe feeling a lack mentality with abundance, or maybe you've had to struggle a lot with finances. But also remember, it can be feeling emotionally left out in the cold. And so there's been some trepidation about moving forward in love. And right now, all the cards are saying, move forward, it's time. There's something very beautiful coming in. And the last card here was the Hermit. So you've been in a reflection mode for a long time, and or they have. I think both of you have. You've been hermiting. You've been reflecting. You've wanted to really work on self-love for quite a long time and to really take care of those Five of Pentacles. And so now you're ready for the Six of Cups. Great message. So I'm going to complete this with a Whispers of Love message of where is this going? What is the energy that you need to finally embody? And we got spiritual connection. This relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. Well, there's the confirmation. This is a beautiful, divine connection. Have faith, trust in it, know that it is coming, whether it's in your life right now or it's coming. Just know that everything is happening in divine timing. Sending you all so much love.